Hello YouTube. So this is my final video and I thought I would talk a little bit more about the concept of media friends. We've talked about it a little bit this semester and I kind of wanted to connect everything that we've talked about into the relationship of a media friend. So a media friend is that person online that you watch their videos, you see what they do in their everyday lives and as they present it to you, and you get this sense of like a friendship that you're friends with them, you've been friends with them for a while, and you share this kind of intimacy that maybe not anyone else would have with them, but in general they're showing everyone else what they're showing you. To help kind of further understand everything that I'm going to say, we're going to put it in relation to Jenna Marbles. So in an article by Amy O'Leary in the New York Times, she explains how with an interview with Jenna, how her life got out of control, how everyone wanted to be friends with her. They wanted to know everything about her life. They also became attached to the people in her life, such as her boyfriend at the time when they broke up. Everyone else was affected, probably more than she was by it, and it became overwhelming and she didn't really know what to do. And so this is kind of like what we mean by a media friend. It's like if someone's going through a bad breakup, you want to go be there for them and help them through it. But Jenna didn't really know what to do in regards to these media friends that she had. In a recent video, she posted, it was kind of thanking her fans for helping her out with creating this fabulous career that she doesn't really need to do anything other than post videos, and she's living a millionaire's lifestyle. And so it kind of showed just how much she truly appreciated these people that have been following her for years and giving her this life she thought she would never have. In this video, it's a little bit different than what she normally posts. Normally she's out there cursing up a storm, just being an outrageous person that she is. But this kind of shows a different side of her. And what we've talked about is the front stage and the backstage. And it's kind of a discussion up for debate with YouTube stars is, are they truly showing their backstage or their front stage? Do they want you to see what they really are like in person, or do they have this almost like an actor persona that they are doing for each video that they put out there? In Meyrowitz's From Distant Heroes to Intimate Friends, there's a discussion from Rosengren and Windall, which explains media friends as kind of like a supplemental relationship. They don't truly see them as like a true friend that people believe these media stars to be. They say that it's because they don't fully fulfill the need for social interaction, and it's the technology that's making this separation. In terms of a front stage or a backstage with where these media friends are being placed, I kind of would have to agree with Meyrowitz on calling it a middle region. On page 271 of No Sense of Place by Meyrowitz, he says, behavior that lacks the extreme formality of former front region behavior and also lacks the extreme informality of traditional back region behavior is called this middle region. So it's a little bit of both sides, but it's never truly one or the other. And I feel like these media friends, they're not trying to be any different, but they're also not going to act like they normally would without a camera in front of them, because having this camera in front of you makes you act like a complete different person, whether you realize it or not. As I've learned through these videos is that when I'm in front of the camera, I act like a completely different person than when I'm talking with my roommates or when I'm even talking in class. It just kind of, the grammar of this camera being in front of you and the distance of you between the camera and yourself and all of that fancy stuff, it just makes a different environment, makes you act a certain different way. And so in regards to calling these media friends what type of person this person is being, it's definitely that middle region where they want to share with you what's really going on with them, who they really are, but at the same time, they're not going to fully give that to you. With this being such like a hot topic for me, YouTube celebrities, there has been this new kind of program, I would call it, called Draw Yourself. And a lot of different celebrities have taken on, including Jenna Marbles, where they draw out what has happened in their life, kind of bringing these media friends into their personal life, what they really don't see other than the videos that are posted each week. And in efforts to kind of bring these together, I feel like it still is stuck in that middle region. And I have provided here a couple of examples of what this Draw Yourself video is like.
My name is Jenna Marbles, and I'm going to draw my life. I was born in upstate New York, and my parents had my brother, but he is really tall. He's like 6'5", so that's him. And then they had me 2 years later. And my dad loves Subarus, and he's also a chemist. He has lots of really cool patents for things like polymers that I don't even understand. And my mom worked in lots of different things, but mostly is just a badass. But when we were little, my parents got divorced, but that worked out all right because my dad remarried, and his wife has big boobies that I would put my face in when I was sad, and my mom's been with her boyfriend for like ever, so everyone wound up pretty happy.
Hey, how's it going, bros? My name is PewDiePie. I'm going to draw my life for you today. My real name, given by my mama and dada, was Felix. Felix is Latin and means happy. Since the day I was born, I was living up to this name. I was always happy, I rarely cried, and my favorite word at the time was good. I'm still not sure what it really meant. One day I went to kindergarten with my hair up and wearing a skirt. I told everyone there I was a girl. Needless to say, I was fabulous. I spent most of my time in kindergarten drawing. Teachers said I would grow up to become an artist one day. They were so right. I mean, look at this masterpiece. But I was actually drawing video game characters. Yoshi, Sonic, Donkey Kong, Mario, Kirby. What? You don't know Kirby?
My name is Tyler Oakley, and this is my life. I was born March 22nd, 1989 in Jackson, Michigan at Foote Hospital. My parents were divorced when I was a toddler, so I've always had two families. Between my sisters and my stepbrothers and my stepsisters and my half-brother and my in-laws, I have 12 siblings total. In elementary school, I had to get glasses, so my parents let me pick out whatever pair I wanted. So I got these big round glasses that were bright purple. It was basically the start of my fabulosity. Back then, I began to develop a bit of an addictive personality. No matter what it was that I was obsessed with, I had to have everything involved with it. When it was Pogs, I had my own Pog maker. When it was Beanie Babies, I had tag protectors and value handbooks. When it was Pokemon, I competed at local video game stores in tournaments. I guess that's why nowadays I can't get off Tumblr. When I was going into the 6th grade, I moved to a new city and I knew nobody. So I turned to choir and drama for a new group of friends. I met Dolan and we instantly became best friends. Leading up to this point in my life, I had an addiction to food and I had always been unhealthily overweight and very unhappy about it. And so I took matters into my own hands. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart about it and my addictive personality took a 180 until I developed an eating disorder. I refused to eat and I became addicted to exercise. I went from one unhealthy way of living to another. And even after losing 30 pounds, I was still unhappy. Luckily, throughout my middle school years, I developed a close relationship with a choir teacher, Miss Borton, and she noticed the fluctuation of my health and happiness. She was always there to talk and was always supportive of me. By the time I reached high school, I was able to overcome my eating disorder, even though sometimes I still do have body image issues.
Even though this was a great attempt for bringing their fans closer to them and kind of blending that backstage front stage, I still agree with Meyrowitz and call this kind of the middle stage because they still had the ability to edit and pick what they wanted to share. It wasn't just them actually seeing them in their everyday lives. This was just a pre-planned thing that they put out there. And so it's still not truly that backstage that everyone wants to see of their favorite star, but it's pretty close and it does allow them to kind of understand them a little bit better. In the end, I think it's great that people build these strong kind of attractions to these YouTube stars because in a way they have these things about their lives, such as Tyler Oakley, who admitted he had an eating disorder, that maybe can help someone who's also dealing with that. And it gives them a sense of someone else is dealing with the same thing you are, and you have a friend in them that understands what you're going through. I also think that as long as it doesn't get past the point of obsession where they're sending letters of death threats and all that to these stars, I think it's great for especially like young kids who are still trying to figure out their place in the world, what they want to do, who they want to be. I think it's great that there's these people that kind of share their quirky, I'm weird kind of lifestyles, and it makes them feel comfortable in their own skin and helps them get through some of the tough times in their lives, especially the middle schoolers, because middle school is one of those times of your life where you're just really unsure of things. But I think it's great that they get this sense of such a strong media friend in these stars and allows them to really connect with someone.